Hello, it's Philip Taylor speaking from Richmond Green Chambers, and I'm looking this morning at a book from Butterworths, LexisNexis. It's a book we've looked at before. It's Butterworths Company Law Handbook for 2012, and it's in the 26th edition, and the general editor is Keith Walmsley. This is the book here. It's a very heavy book, of course. You can see the front blue, the spine, and then you've got a very large amount of detail on the back. You've also got the nice shaded areas to find what you're looking for very quickly. Do be careful with this book because the paper is nice and strong, but it is thin. The work itself runs into a very substantial number of pages. If we look right at the back, you'll see the main index. We're looking at 3,500 pages altogether in this book. There's the index, and you can see from the shaded areas, we just take a sample out of it. For instance, this is the Financial Services and Markets Act, which is set out there. What you have got, of course, is the Standard Act of Parliament itself. Right at the front, you've got to start off with the Companies Act itself, the new one that's in force. And you've got what you expect really with this. You've got paragraph numbering at the sides. You do also have some notes. You can see some of the footnotes at the bottom there. But there's a huge amount of detail in this, and it's exactly what we would be looking for in the company law environment. One thing I do think you'll find quite helpful with this book is there is a glossary of words and phrases, which I think is extremely helpful. And you've also got, right at the beginning, a useful editor's introduction, which I always think it's well worth reading the introductions in these books to find out what the current content of the book is and how to negotiate round it. It's a big book, it's a heavy book. Now, my wife and I have given it a title which you can read on the web and in the journals of Company Lawyer. Note that the definitive Butterworths Blue Book, this one here, is now out in its new edition, updated for 2012, and that's what we've got. It's widely regarded as the definitive reference work on company law, and it's indispensable as a handbook known as the sort of Blue Book, updated annually by LexisNexis. So if you're a company lawyer or tax advisor, not to mention an accountant or company secretary, this is the essential reference source for you. As the editor, Mr. Walmsley, points out, the aim of this handbook is to make available in a convenient and up-to-date format the full text of the most important company law statutes, statutory instruments and European legislation. That's exactly what he does. We've set out in the review what is actually contained in the handbook. It's divided into 12 parts with a table of contents which sets everything out, I think, reasonably well in all the circumstances, so you can look at the various parts within the book itself. There are a lot of other attributes to the work, and obviously it deals with anything you're specifically looking for. The index I have found very helpful, and as you would expect in a volume of this magnitude, there are ample research resources. The index runs to about 60 pages alone, so that gives you some idea of what you might be looking for. It's very much the stable of publications from Butterworths. The law is stated as at July 2012, but if you need continuing updates, note that there is an electronic version now available of the handbook, which is updated fortnightly by the Lexis Library Service. And there's a CD version, I understand, available too, which is also updated. So thank you to all concerned on an excellent publication which assists us greatly in the company law practice area. Thank you. Bye-bye.